All right, let's dive right in. We're about to go through 8 facts that sound completely made up, but I promise you, they are 100% real, backed by actual science and history. These are the kinds of truths that are going to make you rethink what's even possible in our world.
So, get ready for a little tour of the unexpected. We're about to explore some of nature's strangest secrets, and we're going to start millions and millions of years in the past.
For our very first fact, we have to go back in time. Way back. A time so ancient it's almost impossible to wrap your head around. We're talking about an animal that existed long before a huge fundamental part of our landscape even showed up.
Just look at this timeline. The scale here is absolutely staggering. Sharks have been swimming in our oceans for at least 400 million years. Now, to put that into perspective, the very first trees on Earth only began to pop up about 50 million years after that. This means sharks were already surviving mass extinctions before the world even had forests. I mean, talk about the ultimate survivors, right?
Okay, let's jump from ancient history to the almost alien-like biology that's happening right now all around us. The animal kingdom is just packed with creatures whose abilities seem to defy belief. And we're going to start deep underwater.
So, for our second mind-blowing fact, let's talk about an animal that's already famous for being super smart, the octopus. But what you might not know is the totally wild plumbing it has going on inside. It has 3 hearts. Yep, 3. But it's not just about the number. It's what they do that's so incredible.
Okay, so here's how this crazy system works. 2 of the hearts are just for pumping blood through the gills. Then there's a third, bigger heart that takes care of the rest of the body. But this is where it gets truly bizarre. That main heart, it actually stops beating whenever the octopus swims. Can you even imagine if your heart just took a break every time you went for a jog? It's an unbelievably extreme and efficient adaptation.
All right, for our next superpower, let's set up a little competition. In one corner, you've got the dolphin. Sleek, powerful, a true marine athlete. And in the other corner, the sloth, famous for, being really slow. So who do you think can hold their breath longer underwater?
And fact number 3 gives us the answer. Believe it or not, the winner by a landslide is the sloth. This is a perfect example of how looks can be deceiving. A dolphin can hold its breath for about 10 minutes, which is pretty impressive. But a sloth can slow its heart rate down so dramatically that it can stay submerged for up to 40 minutes. That's 4 times longer. Insane!
Now for our fourth fact. We don't even have to look at other animals. We just have to look inside our own bodies for a superpower most of us don't even know we have. Get this, every 3 to 4 days, your stomach completely replaces its entire lining. So why? Why does it have to do something so heroic so often?
Well, it's because the acid in your stomach is unbelievably corrosive. We're talking strong enough to dissolve metal. Seriously, if your stomach didn't constantly rebuild that protective lining, the acid would literally start to digest the stomach itself. So without you even thinking about it, your body is in a constant battle to save you from you.
Okay, let's move into facts that just seem to break the rules of common sense. You know, the weird classifications and bizarre events that make nature so endlessly fascinating.
All right, time for fact number 5, and it's a little pop quiz that might just ruin your next fruit salad. Think about a banana and a strawberry. One of them is technically, scientifically, a berry. The other one is not. So which one is it?
To figure this out, we have to use the official scientific definition, which is way stricter than how we normally use the word. See, a true botanical berry has to develop from a flower that has only 1 ovary. It's a very specific rule that messes up everything we think we know about fruit.
And the answer is, bananas are berries, and strawberries are not. A banana fits that definition perfectly. A strawberry, on the other hand, comes from a flower with lots of ovaries, which makes it something called an aggregate fruit. So yeah, next time you peel a banana, you can tell everyone you're eating a giant berry.
Our 6th fact sounds like it was ripped straight out of a fantasy novel. I'm just gonna say it and let it sink in for a second. This is not a metaphor. In the town of Yoro, in Honduras, it actually literally rains fish. This phenomenon is known locally as lluvia de peces, or rain of fish, and it happens once or twice a year. After a massive storm rolls through, people wake up to find the streets covered in small live fish. The leading scientific theory is that powerful waterspouts, basically tornadoes over water, suck the fish right out of nearby rivers and then, well, dump them over the town.
And for fact number 7,
Here's a beautifully simple but strange rule of nature. A kangaroo, for all its incredible hopping power, is physically incapable of walking backward.
It's because of their huge legs and that big muscular tail. The whole system is built for forward motion, and it just doesn't work in reverse. But this biological quirk has taken on this really deep symbolic meaning. It's why the kangaroo, along with the emu, another animal that can't move backward easily, is on Australia's coat of arms. They represent a nation that's always progressing, always moving forward. Pretty cool, huh?
And now for our 8th and final fact. We have absolutely saved the most mind-blowing for last. We are talking about something humans have dreamed of forever: biological immortality, the fountain of youth.
I want you to meet the Turritopsis dohrnii, but it's better known as the immortal jellyfish. When this thing gets old or hurt or stressed out, it doesn't just die. No, it does something incredible. It transforms, reverting all the way back to its earliest stage of life, a little blob called a polyp. And from that polyp, a brand new, genetically identical adult jellyfish grows. It basically hits the reset button on its entire life, a cycle that could, in theory, go on forever.
So just think about that for a second. While humanity has been telling stories and searching for a mythical fountain of youth, a real-world version of it has been floating around in our oceans this whole time. It's just so humbling and completely awe-inspiring.
And that brings us to the end. From sharks that are older than trees to jellyfish that can basically live forever, our world is just so much stranger and more wonderful than we can possibly imagine. And it just leaves you wondering, what other unbelievable secrets are hiding out there, just waiting to be discovered?